Acropolis Adventure. Dmitri the Greek. You must be breathing. Surprised, Brady stopped and looked around the cafe. Over there, young man, the voice continued. Are you Dmitri? Brady asked. Yes, he answered. He answered. Dmitri head was completely bald and tanned by years in the sun. His eyes were bright and welcoming, even though the man was sitting down. Brady could tell that he was tall. Brady was on vacation with his parents in Greece. They had arranged for him to meet Dmitri, an old family friend, while they went to Athens National Museum. So, you know my dad? Brady asked. Yes, I'm happy to answer my question you have about Greece. Well, I don't have many questions, Brady answered, with a shrug of his shoulders. All this ancient history and learning about country is kind of boring. Boring? Dimitri boomed. This is one of the most exciting cities in the world. We'll see about that, said Brady, not really interested. Waiting around the Acropolis, Dmitri and Brady left the cafe. The pair walked toward the steep side hill called Acropolis, which is Greece's most famous landmark. What are we doing here? Brady protested. Instead of answering, Dmitri led Brady toward a stone tower up, up to the left. There was a two-story high marble tower with 8 sides. At the top each of 8 flat sides was a carved figure. Brady, tell me what you see, Dmitri said, pointing to the tower. I guess I see a tower, Brady answered. That's obvious. Obvi- obvious. Dmitri smiled. Look closer and tell me what you see. Brady shaded his eyes and focused. He noticed several small metal rods rusted with age. They poked out from the flat sides of the tower at odd angles. Each rod rose out from one of the carved figures. Dmitri, what are those rods for? Brady asked. This landmark is called Tower of Wheels. Brady, look more closely at carving. Do you see straight line cutting through the carved figures? Yes, Brady answered. Do you know what a sundial is? Dmitri asked. Yeah, Brady answered. It tells time by the shadow created by the sun, right? Yes, this tower does indeed tell time, but it also a calendar, said Dmitri. I don't understand, Brady said. It's quite brilliant, really. Dmitri continued. The sun changes position in the sky throughout the year. When hit by shadow cast by the rock, the lights inform season of essence of the exact time of day. They also revealed the exact time of years. That's kind of cool, Rudy answered. Speaking of time, we better get moving. We have much to see, said Dimitri, discovering the theater. Dimitri and Brady soon rejoined the crowds walking around Acropolis. Suddenly, Brady gasped. Wow, what's that? Stretching out toward the Acropolis stood row after row of stone benches. The benches brightly reflected by the midday sun. Brady, do you like movies? Yeah, of course, Brady answered. All your idea of drama is comedy began here with Greek theater. Brady tried to picture the stone theater filled with people. The actor must have struggled to have their lines heard by those seated in the very top rows. Dmitry Brady asked, did they have microphones back then? Brady, this was 400 BC. Dmitry laughed. There were no microphones. Then, how could people watching from the top rows hear the actors on stage? It was all based on mathematics, Dmitry explained. The theater was divided into three equal sections. Each section on their theater was tilted tilted at a slightly higher angle than the level below it. This created a bowl that trapped the sound from the stage. No matter where you sat, the sound was the same. I can't believe that it could have been built so long ago, said Brady. Well, my friend, just wait. We still have Acropolis to visit, Dmitri said, climbing to the top. Dmitri, I don't know what big deal is, Brady said. We've walked all this way to see Acropolis, but all this looks like is a bunch of broken rocks. Brady, my friend, you are my young friend. Be patient, Dmitri said. You need to pay more attention to the little details of life. This is an important lesson for you to learn. Sure enough, after reaching the top, Brady saw dropped on open at the side before him. On the highest point of the Acropolis high stood a stone temple with massive columns of marble. This was as big as a as big as a modern football stadium. and it was decorated with carved figures. The entire building seemed to glow in the late afternoon light. Freddie thought spun as he pictured this temple being built by ancient people. So, was it worth the climb? Dmitri asked playfully. Yes, it's awesome, Freddie said. As the sun began to set, Freddie thought about everything he'd seen. You're right, Dmitri. I need to pay more attention on the detail life. I would have missed many of these sights if I had been myself. Thank you for opening my eyes. You don't need to thank me, my friend, Dmitri asked. He put a hand on Brent's shoulder and joined him in admiring the sunset in fading light. Brady thought to himself that he would leave Greece a different person than he was when he arrived.